This film, I believe, has been years in the making. Can you tell us about where you come into the picture on this? When did you first hear about this movie?
I think I was probably one of the last pieces in. It was Jude and Gwyneth were already doing it, and Jude came to visit me with John Abnett, the producer, and they had this 5-minute tape that Carrie had made to show what could be done in this, and I just sat glued to it, and I was so just really so excited that there was something that could get us all back to it. Just as an actor or as an artist, it's exciting to see something new.
So was that what sparked you to it, as it were? Was this short film? There was a 4 or 5 minute short film, was it? So it wasn't a script. It wasn't a.
No, there wasn't really, because the script you couldn't really understand. And it couldn't be explained to you what they were going to do. It was far too complicated to. But really, I trusted Jude. I've known Jude for a long time, and I think he's great. And I'd probably follow him into any crazy adventure because we're friends like that. But I do. I was thrilled that I was invited into this project. And then when I read Frankie, I loved her.
Well, I want to ask you about Frankie. I love Frankie too. For people who won't maybe know about the movie, is there a way of explaining sort of the aesthetic of Sky Captain? Because it's easy to sort of say no sets and no locations or whatever, but in a way there's something much more wondrous about it than what's missing. It's
I think it's like all the new technology that we have and all the things that are available to us now. And we're at that time, I think, as artists where we're not sure, how much that takes away or how much that can add or what exactly, we use it as to escape or to cheat something. And this is kind of using all of the technology we now have with these great stories that from the periods we love, like the 30s and 40s, and using it all and seeing how much we can make with it. What can we do? Well, how can we push it? And so that makes it very exciting. So that's using the blue screen and everything you can possibly do with all the new technology to make something that would be impossible without the technology, which was very, very exciting.
You said you loved Frankie. Can you explain for people who aren't going to know sort of who is Frankie? She's quite the character.
I just, we all have those characters you identify with, and I loved the story and the whole. But then I loved this woman who was very, she reminded me of these great. I'm a big fan of Winston Churchill. And these great orators and these great leaders in time, and she's certainly like the crazy kid's idea of. Mixed in with some leather and a whole bunch of other things. But she has this, I got all these tapes of these old RAF pilots, and I'd hear them speak and about what they were speaking about, and they had this great way of talking about their planes, and I think there's the essence of what that was is just I loved it, and it fascinated me. So that, and then she had these secrets as a woman.
Is it hard to come up with a character such as this in the absence of what would conventionally be, a set and props? Can you tell us about that?
Well, it's just one of those things that you think, because you don't know what's going to be created around you, oftentimes you can come walk into a set and you can understand that the set's going to help you. You're going to fit into the set. It's going to make sense in the movie. But as Frankie, just coming on with this eye patch, this leather, and this bubble on my head, and this outfit, and thinking, this is either going to make sense to this environment or it's going to be very strange, but I don't know where I am exactly. So you have to hope that, you have to trust that what they say they're going to make is going to be that world, because you haven't seen it yet.
I think those of us who sit on this side of the sort of the room will often sort of wonder what's it like to see a finished film when you've worked on it. But this must be more amazing still, mustn't it? Because I guess if you work on many of the films you've worked on, you kind of know what the locations are like.
This one we had no idea.
Can you tell us what the experience of seeing it was like, or what do you?
I haven't seen it. I've seen pieces of it, but I haven't seen. And the pieces I've seen, I just think it had been explained to me, so it's what I was kind of expecting. But it's better than I did expect it to be, and it's just. I think it's also beautiful. I think it's other than just being kind of like, we can have comic book type things or adventure type things, but I do think it's a piece of art. It's beautifully done.
As far as the director goes, he's a young guy.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that? Again, you've worked with many directors. Is there something that you would characterize?
Carrie is he's a really genuine artist, and this was this wonderful idea that he had, and he's with his history with computers and understanding all of the science of this that we don't understand, and he's unbelievably good-natured. He is maybe because he is not a typical director. I think we all just found him so honest and charming and so just happy to be there on the set and excited about everybody coming together and making this thing that he'd been sitting on for so long and hoping would one day become something. And I think just that too, when you meet somebody who's had a dream and something they've worked on and they never knew if it would become a reality. and you're part of it becoming that reality, and you see how grateful they are and how excited they are and how hardworking they are. It's very nice.
And given this sort of innovative way of filmmaking, was it more challenging as an actor, or a very different experience, or is it just, you know, at the end of the day?
It was only challenging that first moment of kind of realizing how that shyness, practicing the accent and wearing the outfit and sitting there and you know, there's that moment of looking at yourself and thinking, I shouldn't do this. You know, maybe I'll just tone the accent down. Maybe I'll just not wear the, you know, maybe I'll just, and then you just think, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it 100%. And it's just, once you cross over that, then I couldn't stop myself. I was camping it up every 5 minutes, and I was completely out of control. But it's just that first moment of resorting back to when you were like 6 or 7 and you just pretended and did it big.
I'm on my way.
How do we get past those machines?
Leave that to me.
5, 4.
No!
I see it!
3, 2.